All right, this is far from beautiful, but it is what it is. I moved all the potatoes that are in the bags under the sun porch, and I just kind of wanted to get them out of the sun. Whether that is the right thing to do or not, I don't know. But basically the plants are mostly dead, and I'm just sort of composting the old plant on top. And then in the area where that was, see, my long-term plan had been that I would use the bags to kill the grass. And then once the season was over, I'll just get one at a time since I have one hand. Once the season was over, I would go ahead and plant this strip with perennials. So what I'm doing as undelicately as possible while my OG chicken, you hear it? Do you hear her? She's so mad. She's so mad that I put the babies in the coop. Their own coop, mind you, but she's pissed and she's letting me know. So basically what I'm doing is just grabbing all these old boxes that I've been collecting, and I've been putting them out in the rain as much as possible to get them kind of pliable, but I will hose them down. So I'll take you over and show you what I'm doing. It is seriously so obnoxious. She is being so obnoxious. See, she's got the mosaic doing it now. She's kind of the second in command, that one. Yeah, it's fun. My neighbors are gonna love me. Okay, so you can see that the grow bags definitely killed this strip of grass. So that's what I want. But I also want to make sure that it's like long term and I'm not coming back and pulling grass constantly. Oh boy, I should just put them back in the coop so I don't have to deal with this. So I've got some boxes that I've been collecting for a while. You want to lay them down about 2 rows thick, or at least covering, so you see that. If you do that, you are going to have the weeds come up through there. And I know this because I did it, and I might as well not have done it. So I'm gonna wet this down, and then I'm actually gonna throw down, I'll show you. I'm gonna throw down this bedding that we had the chicks in when they were little. And then I'm gonna cover that, and that's all I'm gonna do right now. And then when the compost is done, I'm going to lay the compost on top of that, and then I'm gonna plant a bunch of perennials here. I've ordered all sorts of things. I think it's gonna be mostly decorative, mostly just gonna be this is just gonna be a complaining day all day. We're gonna complain all day. Yeah, we are. Okay. Thanks for telling me. We might as well get to see what all the complaints are about. These little cutie pies. Hi. Hello. Hello. Are they freaking you out? They would freak me out. Now what I should be able to do after it's wet is fold it like this, flip it over and get it the right size, and also have that nice extra layer, and then I'll have to find something to put over that. So you just keep working it till it's kind of what you're looking for. Alright, so let me just walk you over here. It's really bad time for filming because it's so bright and sunny, but maybe I can get to the other side here. This is where I put the zinnias. This was not a no-till bed. This, I actually pulled up all the grass. So here's the first no-dig bed that all had cardboard, and you can see you can still see some cardboard, and this is where there were cracks in the cardboard. So it's really kind of good to do it right the first time. Not terrible. This one had so many cracks that I had to pull up all of these weeds. So basically all it did is kill the grass, which is fine. We can weed it. So this is the strip. So you can see the garden in the back, and then I'm just working on creating flower beds, pollinator gardens up front. And then as we walk back down here, this will be the street view, and I'd love to have just really pretty, very hands-off flowers growing. And then we'll have the orchard basically extending from here all the way down to the pear tree. Now, when you prep these boxes, you do want to get as much tape off as you can, but here's what I'm going to tell you. It's easier to get this off after they've been wet. So these have not been left out in the rain, so these are completely dry boxes. I'm going to break them down as much as possible. I'm going to spray them with the hose, and then I'm going to come back in a few days and just come and get all the tape off. But basically, I just want to get the whole thing set first. So it'll take me a while to kind of get this whole strip done. I'll need, more cardboard to finish down there. I'll need more of the chicken bedding, which will come, over the next few weeks. But I did want to show you, I'm just going to do one little section. So we've got the bedding, the chicken bedding over here. Now, I have seen this done with just your compost, not even like broken down compost, just like the stuff that's in your compost bin, just putting that down and letting the worms deal with it, and it will decompose under the soil. So then I've got this grow bag that broke, and I think I'm just gonna pull this dirt on over there, and I'll just show you that one little section. Are you girls living your best life? Are you living your best life? Are you freaked out I'm gonna pick you up again? That was not fun trying to get you in here, was it? One by one. Some of them were like running away, hiding, jumping out of the coop, running into the older birds. Delilah was standing there trying to herd them. It was slightly ridiculous. I need a better system. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I count them often because they're so poquito. All right, so I just wanted to show you this one little section because there really wasn't any tape to pull off over here. You see this is pretty thick, right? That's what we're gonna do. We want it to be nice and thick. So just this section here will be done where I put the bedding. And you can see, I don't have a perfect little border. I would need some rocks or some wood to do that, and I probably will ask Dave for some boards to make that really even and kind of tuck it in. That's what we're going for. We are looking for a nice thick layer on top. So this is just soil mixed with some compost. You can use straight compost. And like I said, some people I've seen use just the compost from their they just take it from the house, dump it down, and then put some soil, like a top layer soil on top. And they just let the worms go for it, and things start to decompose. And that is a pretty cool way to do it. If I don't end up with enough chicken bedding, I'm probably going to do something like that. I hope this was helpful. This is a really great way to do a border, to do some market rows. I'm thinking of doing the little edging around the chicken coop. So basically my plan is to go I'm using the grow bags to kill the grass this year. I do not plan to have any tomatoes outside the fence next year. So all this will be a border with the cardboard and a border here. And I have to stop here because this is where we clean out the coop. So I will not do anything down here unless I decide to do a ground cover like thyme or something. And then I'll start it again in these two little corners. Leave a walkway. I'll make a little path because that's where I open the door. And then again, I'll come over here, do this corner here. This is where we get the eggs, so I'll make a little pathway and then plant again right here. And then I would like to, this is the new coop, the new old coop. I would like to then, where you can see the chicken bedding has been put down here, I want to do probably a more shady hosta kind of thing, ground cover border that goes all around here. And then back here is where we put down dirt, compost, whatever we need, whatever we're working with right now. This is kind of where we make our piles. Right now there's dried grass clippings that we'll use as mulch. This trailer isn't usually here. And then we've got 2 compost bins started. We will be making a third. The one that's underneath the blue right now is going to be what I'll use in the fall. I'll start to amend some of the rows, particularly the row that's going to have garlic in it. And that's kind of the setup. It's not all that pretty yet, but there's a plan. And once there's a plan, I can start moving. That video was made September 15th. And it is now getting towards the end of October. A lot of time passed, is what it is. But now you can see what the no-dig border looks like, kind of semi-planted. It's not fully planted with everything yet, but I had the iris bulbs. I wanted to get those in. And then you can see the brand new garden bed, which is near the chicken coops, kind of like the chicken, I call it the chicken hotels. All right, here's a quick video of the new garden space. So all the chicken hotels are back there. And then this is just a space that had some trees growing, and it was, I don't know, kind of yucky. And I decided to reuse these stones, bricks, and create a little circle. That trailer's gonna get out of here. And that mess will get cleaned up, and then we'll clean up the compost a little bit, make it all look nicer. So I'm going to be planting, we're just kind of laying things out right now. Everything's really tiny, which is kind of perfect to be able to kind of see what's going to come. And then I've got some bulbs, the grape hyacinth, White Magic, and an allium that is white as well. So this will be like a very white, lime green, reddish, pinkish, little woodland garden. And then, let's see, over here, I decided to, the chicken kind of messed up this row. This is supposed to be a nice, neat border, but it's not. I'm going to use this for oregano. So oregano spreads, it'll kind of go crazy. It'll probably start growing into the chicken coop, into the chicken run, which I actually want. And it will probably grow through the fence a little bit and kind of go into that walkway, which again, totally fine with that. And I'm expecting it to take over that entire space right there. And it could totally fill in all over. It could do whatever it wants here because I have no problem walking on it. When you got that much oregano, doesn't really matter. So it's kind of a decide today kind of thing. And then this beautiful space, you can see I planted a couple of the plants that I got from the nursery there. And then I have my irises. So I am going to do irises and then probably have sunflowers growing in the back behind it in the summer. And then maybe add more hostas. Hollyhocks. That's a hollyhock right there. And then I've got some alliums there that are these really big, beautiful, kind of pinkish purple alliums. So that will be kind of street view of the garden and another beautiful perennial flower bed. Minus the sunflowers, which once I plant them, maybe they'll come back. So right now you can just see the nasturtium tucked itself right through the fence, which is lovely. And then we've got beans. We are going to put a grape plant in here. All right, so those are the 3 new beds. And I also started the raspberry bed, then had to pull the cardboard and use it for the blueberry bed because the blueberries got here, and it's looking like my raspberries aren't actually coming till the spring. So I had to email the company and see what's going on with that because I'd really like to get them in. Anyway, what you'll see here is not having enough dirt to really complete this. Let me pull this eggplant. I wasn't really ready to take this eggplant out. So we've got cardboard that's still not covered, but I actually made a mound right inside of it to plant this blueberry bush. These bushes may be a little close, but this is what we're doing. I'm trying to make a row of blueberry bushes so that it creates sort of a hedge against this fence here. They will probably grow out and be shared with rabbits and deer on that side, and that's fine. So this all has cardboard underneath, and then the dirt, compost, whatever you got, and then you plant right into it. Because blueberry bushes are really shallow, I didn't bother actually piercing the cardboard. I'm gonna let that happen over time as the cardboard breaks down. But you can see they're struggling a little bit. They'll probably suffer a little bit and then start to come back. Be a little happier soon. A little more water. The soil has so many worms in it, I could not believe it. And not a ton going on in the garden other than like lots of things finishing up. Let's pause for the plane. I only planted 2 rows of fall crops. So I planted a lot of cabbage, but it all got eaten. I planted the rhubarb, looks great. I planted cilantro, chard, perpetual spinach. That's a volunteer ground cherry coming up. What else is here? Beets. And then over down here, I planted parsley. Got a ton of parsley that I can freeze for the winter, and a lot of lettuce. So I'm gonna come out here and harvest a bunch of this lettuce so I can get it in the fridge and then hopefully have the lettuce keep going and give me another batch or 2. And then I've got fennel. And that was pretty much the fall planting. The broccoli got eaten, the cabbage got eaten, we still have beans coming up, we still have eggplant, we still have okra, even, of all things, to still have in like towards the end of October on the East Coast. Still got eggplants coming in. I just did a big eggplant harvest. What else? I've got to finish up these tomatoes and then I'm going to pull the plants because I am done looking at dead plants. A ton of beans still needing to dry. Really pretty, beautiful beans. Still eating some too. And then what's in here? Radish, carrot, more eggplant, fennel, chard, a lot of carrots, things like that. Oh my god, you gotta look at my pile of chicks. They're the sweetest things ever. This is where they take their bath, right underneath here. We've got to add more ash, like fire ash in here, and a little more diatomaceous earth, but they're doing a good job. They know what they're doing. Hey, sweetie babies.